button boys. So make some fucking noise. 'Cause they're gonna talk about video gaming and stuff.
Button Boys.
It's Button Boys. It's a special episode coming to you from Edinburgh, not Pierre's shed.
Yeah.
We are doing a special episode dedicated entirely to Hell Let Loose Vietnam.
It's so funny that you two are on that
I
little
really,
server.
I really like how it looks.
It's really
A
funny.
very special episode.
If you are watching this episode and not just listening to it, we're in a lovely studio. There are two incredibly tiny sofas, and for some reason, the configuration we've gone with is Glenn and Pierre.
Yeah.
It looks like
On one.
you've sat us down to come out to your dad's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not being accepting.
No, you're not okay with it.
No child of
Yeah.
mine is going to be quick.
Really,
Isn't that right, husband?
really defensive body language. Yeah.
We tried to raise you to not be like us.
Yeah, we are. This room is going to get absolutely baking hot. We are going to get increasingly
Shiny.
increasingly shiny as this goes on. But we are absolutely delighted to be sponsored by Team 17. It's a special bonus episode of Button Boys, and we have been playing Hell Let Loose Vietnam.
That's right.
Oh,
And
it's time.
Absolutely
Good
fantastic.
morning, Button Boys.
I think from episode one, you have been you have been singing the praises of the original Hell Let Loose.
Yep, World War II flavour.
World War II multiplayer shooter, teams of 50v50, allies versus Axis, and if this isn't your sort of Call of Duty Modern Warfare Battle Royale, or you and a bunch of friends in a team and you're against every other team, this is a real tug of war game that's all about tactics and strategy.
Objectives.
The most
Taking
intense
objectives.
fucking thing I've ever played.
But in the body of a first-person shooter.
Yes, and now they've done a version based on the Vietnam War where it's US forces versus NVA, North Vietnamese Army. How did you find it? I'm fascinated, Keys, to know what you thought, because this is so outside of your wheelhouse.
Well, I would like to, I'm very intrigued as to the differences, like getting into your niche opinion about all the differences. I started up, so I had a go at the World War II one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, to try and sort of get into it. I turned it on. I'd done a lot of research about what my sort of entry thing is, like being everybody's saying you got to go in and be like a rifleman or something like
Who
that.
the baddies are. and-
Yeah. What actually happened in real life, which crazy. Now,
yeah, passed by.
now I know. Yeah, so that was fun, just working all that out. Got into a game because you have to choose a server. Found one that said like new players welcome. Heart is beating so fast.
Yeah.
Got my headphones in. Go into a game. The moment I heard the male voices of the other players, I turned my whole console off. Didn't just quit the game. Console went off. TV went off, and I sat there sort of panting. I was like, "This is hot. It's really scary."
Like your phone goes off and it's still them.
Yeah.
We need you.
Yeah. I felt it's kind of the same way when so we basically Sarah and I trained up about a week before we started playing Hell Let Loose Vietnam. Just to give this a sort of bit of backstory, that we hadn't played it before. This was our chance to sort of get involved.
I couldn't even picture it. You know, when you've been describing it,
Yeah.
I couldn't even really have a sense of what it was what it looked like.
Yeah.
And it looks like a first person shooter, but it feels like you're at war.
I know, yeah. You just get the
You're
adrenaline.
genuinely, because you're like, you have no sense of where you are on the map. You're just dropped into the middle of nowhere. And most of the time, nobody's actually speaking to you. You're meant to have somebody in your ear saying, we're going this way and that way. Most of the ones I played, there was nobody there.
Yeah.
So I'm just a guy alone. And I said to Glenn, I went round to Glenn's accommodation the other day, and yesterday, and we were playing a bit. And I was like, this is making me think that I would lose the will to live so fast.
Really?
I was crawling through the grass, and I thought, if this was me in real life, I would put my head into the dirt and lie there until I was found.
My first World War II death was exactly how I think I would die in a military situation, which was there was a huge airstrike, and the airstrikes in these games are absolutely phenomenal. And it's just explosion after explosion after explosion. And I just watched them coming towards me in awe, and I didn't move out of the way. I just let it happen. I was just like, magnificent, isn't she? But Vietnam
privilege.
Vietnam is obviously a completely different environment altogether. Let's talk about how the actual gameplay works. So as we said, it's 50v50, and this isn't just like, say, in Battlefield where it's free for all, you're all running it.
No.
I don't know if you're listening to this, you're probably a Hell Let Loose fan, let's be honest. But if you're listening to this because you're just a Button Boys fan and you're like, what do you mean 50v50? It's an online game where you go and you choose a match to ask permission to join, and you can see that there are like 98 other players already in there.
Yeah, so you're already running
Who
late.
are these guys?
What do you mean?
Who are these guys?
People like me and the rest of the Button Boys battalion.
Hundreds of guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We didn't. I was saying to Sarah how alarming we would have felt if suddenly we heard like a maelstrom of a unit with all female voices. It would just feel so completely bizarre. You choose your server, you go in, and the nice thing is, because obviously you're in a team of 50 people, it isn't just 50 cacophonous voices all just going at the same time. What really sets this game apart is the trickle-down management system. That you can play this like Call of Duty. You can play this as just a casual player. I'm going to be a rifle person. I'll be in a unit of 6 people, and I'll just do my own thing. But where the game really comes into its own and is really satisfying is that you can only communicate either with, like proximity chat, people who are in your near vicinity, and they can be anyone who's on your team, or people within your unit of 6, and you can only talk to those 6 people.
Yeah, you're not overwhelmed. You're not an individual. You're in a squad. You can't spawn and be alive unless you choose some kind of squad to be in, whether it's infantry, tanks, other vehicles, whatever.
You can't just sort of wander in and go.
No.
But then the leader of the unit, which when you and I were playing the other day, was you.
Yeah.
The leader of a unit, you were also able to communicate with the leaders of all the other units of 6 people.
Yes.
And the actual commander of the whole team itself.
Yeah.
So you were getting advice sort of going, we've been told to go to J8. If you press like the central sort of pad on your PlayStation or
M.
or however you'd want to bring up your map, it is a map divvied up into all your sort of various sort of grids, and you'll be like, right, we need to make our way to J8. Let's see. And you can see all your team and where they're moving.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous map as well.
It's really great.
I will say Vietnam, one of the big things that people were worried about or interested in is how do you generate that much foliage and not just lag the fuck out of everyone's game.
Constant pop-up
Full
or
of
anything like that.
foliage.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Rich
Really well.
jungle environs.
I nearly said, and I did, I said, I was playing it and Glenn was in the room with me, and I nearly said something really stupid out loud just then. And he went, go on then, tell me. So I did say it out loud. I nearly said, it's really hard to see the enemy players because the things they're wearing are so closely colour matched with the environment.
Yeah. Just to clarify, you didn't say the things they're wearing, you said their outfits.
Yeah.
Outfits.
The outfits they've chosen.
They're annoyingly blending in with the environment.
Well, I'm not going to change.
Yeah. Whose idea was that?
Yeah. A nice thing it has as well because obviously it is very daunting and it is very intimidating when you first start.
Yeah.
The way the map works is it's a tug of war in which, let's say your team is all populating the southern part of the map and the opposition are occupying the northern territories.
Yeah, it's not that Call of Duty thing where you spawn and there's a guy 5 meters in front of you immediately. It's not that at all.
It's the only online game I've played where there is a safe space, essentially.
Yeah.
Your headquarters, for the most part of the game, are very safe. And I joined a noobs lobby, which was so funny to watch. And I've got the footage somewhere of what I can only describe as a bunch of maybe 20 newborn baby foals walking for the first time. There were people like crawling around the ground next to me, and I was like, the nearest enemy is 800 meters. They're so far away.
That is
They are
100%
minutes
how
away.
I was playing the game. Immediately on my stomach.
In the noob lobbies, the most gunfire you'll hear is from people immediately starting the game and going, "Oh, there's people around. There's Americans. It's Americans. It's Americans."
I think that's what I like about it is that you do have to sort of commute to death.
But that's what was so exciting. When you join a map, you see a bunch of people getting off into a helicopter. You see that go off. Everyone's rushing to the nearest van to get into a truck, and there's space for, say, 8 soldiers, and you're trying to get the last. And people are just all going on foot into their different. Everyone's got their own roles. And you were saying, you've spoken about in your. As I said, we're at the Edinburgh Festival. We've all been doing stand-up shows, and in your current stand-up show, you've spoken about your honeymoon where you had a trip to Japan.
Yeah.
And as an autistic person, you really enjoyed how society functioned because it was like, it's almost like if communism truly worked.
Everyone did their part.
And that's exactly what this game is. There's no
Yeah.
room for selfishness. You've all got to take your orders on. That's why you've got to have a good commander. There's someone who is in charge of the whole team.
Yeah.
And they're just communicating with all the different unit leaders. And that information is then being passed on.
And strategy actually works. If you play something like Call of Duty, there's not really any point in strategy outside of Warzone. It's just a maelstrom of ludicrous cartoon guns and, Homer Simpson trying to stab Nicki Minaj with a knife made of lasers.
Yeah.
It doesn't make, and every second you die, and the map is 10 meters by 10 meters. Whereas in this, I was playing a few days ago, Hell Let Loose Vietnam, and I just thought, no one is going to flank this village that we're supposed to be attacking, so I will flank it. And I just set up on the opposite bank. And because I'd done a minute of thinking about just where to put a big machine gun, I just sat with my machine gun and just watched the entire enemy force moving across my screen like ducks at a shooting range in a fairground, and just mowed them down like Rambo again and again and again. And then my team took the village because I was doing crossfires, doing suppressing fire from a flank.
I bet that felt so fucking good.
It's sick.
Let's talk about death in this game.
Yeah.
Because it's instant. It's like screen goes black.
Yeah.
And there's no kill cam. There's no action replay.
It's just, it's fully just seems like what war would be like.
A medic can revive. A medic can revive you.
Genuinely seem traumatized.
It's just so, and where it is the closest insight. This will either appeal to you or horribly not appeal to you. I think it must be the closest insight into what it would have been like to be at these wars because of how disoriented you are.
Yeah.
How sort of like there's this sense of I made one kill yesterday when playing.
We've got it. We've got it recorded.
We've got it recorded.
Yeah, you can watch it happen.
I walk up to a little hut. There's a guy in the doorway facing away from me. I say to Glenn, "Is that an enemy?" He goes, "Yeah," and I just shoot it in the back. And I felt horrible. It felt horrible. It felt
dishonorable.
Yeah, and then Glenn went, "He'll never know that was you."
Yeah.
They'll never know because
never
it doesn't
know.
tell you. And the thing
Yeah.
is, if that was say Call of Duty or like Overwatch or something like that, you could be up against someone who is so good at those games that they just if you shoot them in the back twice, you maybe break their armor and they spin around and just shoot you in the head.
Yeah.
This is a game that isn't. It's not about your individual quality as a player. It's about the tactics as a team, and I found that really refreshing because something that takes me out of say online games like say Elder Scrolls Online was that your immersion is sort of broken by the fact of everyone's leaping around and running into walls and stuff like that.
Everyone's in the Matrix.
The animation here is deliberately quite limited.
Yeah.
In that you know when you crawl and when you go down on your front, it's clunky and it's slow deliberately.
Yeah.
And so everyone moves like it looks realistic the way everyone's moving.
You can't see the enemy as well. I don't know, if you're imagining it like I don't know. I don't play online games very much, but if you're imagining like Call of Duty or anything like that. Whenever I've pictured that, it's been like there are sort of guys everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're just in a gunfight with everybody. You stop. I played this game 3 or 4 times now. I think I've seen 2 enemy soldiers.
Yeah.
One of them shot me in the head, and I shot the other one in the back.
Yeah.
You don't see anyone. If the moment the moment you can see them, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that's crazy.
I even have people who'd played the World War II Hell Let Loose were saying that some of the strangers who I was playing with were saying how much more adrenaline they were getting from Hell Let Loose Vietnam because of the jungle aspect.
Yes.
And you're just walking through the jungle like you're in a Vietnam War film, like you're in Apocalypse Now or Platoon, and footsteps are, if you don't hear the rustling.
It's survival horror. It's full survival horror. When I checked the
Yeah.
map once, I was trying to escape from gunfire. I leapt into a river. You can swim in this one, and you press a button to sort of dive under the water. And that was, we'll talk about this in a bit because that led to some real exciting moments of infiltration. But I ended up in attempting to escape a hail of gunfire from like a helicopter. I just sprinted, checked my map, and I was like deep in enemy territory on my own. So I was just on my belly, just crawling so slowly and occasionally hearing footsteps around me. And the thing is, in this game, if you do do stand up and shoot, it is like 2 shots and you're dead.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not no one's superhuman in this. When you kill someone, you feel the heft of it. A lot of people
You
spoke
can't
about
like
how
run through a wall of bullets and sort of get away with it. You're
getting away. Yeah, like the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle game did this really well, where it was all about hitting Nazis over the head with frying pans and the like. And you did have a pistol occasionally, but when you shot someone, it felt so like, oh no.
Oh no.
So I was crouched in a hut, escaping a hail of gunfire, and then I heard footsteps, and what was inevitably like a teenage Vietnamese boy ran in, and I just fired, and he just slumped against the wall and just sank down, and it was just I felt horrible.
Yeah.
Really horrible.
awful.
But relieved.
I'm relieved. Yeah. I mean, did you
The
tend
realism is like so good that like you have a small amount of like bandages where you can heal. You start off with a small amount of them. You can't heal yourself whilst running.
No.
You have to, you can't do what I would do in every other game, which is like spam like potion or whatever.
Yeah.
Whilst getting out of the way, you have to avoid the gunfire and then deal with the injuries.
That's it. And also you can run out of bandages, so you have to use your voice chat to say to other squad members, "Can someone come bandage me, please?" And obviously the medic can do that faster because they've got skilled.
morphine injection.
That's for reviving, but their bandaging is also faster.
What I really liked about being the medic is that if someone is in a tricky situation, like they're injured, they're lying in the middle of a field, the first thing you can do is just drag the body.
And that's new.
That's really nice.
The dragging
tell
mechanic.
us what's new.
So the dragging mechanic is new. Medics in Hell Let Loose World War II, there's no dragging. In this, you can drag them to cover, and there's a funny achievement. I can't remember what it's called, but for dragging someone 100 meters, which I cannot imagine. You could do it to annoy them, but
someone you have no interest in reviving.
Yeah.
You just drag them into a river.
put you here. So there's the dragging, that's new. You run out of ammo a bit more. They've made the rifleman class better. You can only have 3 riflemen per squad, and they're a bit more to do. Helicopters, obviously.
Of course.
You can fly helicopters now. You need to be a pilot. There's a pilot and a co-pilot, and
That's crazy.
the transport helicopter has guns on the side, so you can imitate, I believe it's Animal in the movie Full Metal Jacket, and shoot from the helicopter and transport people and stuff. And then there's a supply helicopter that can drop supplies. There's boats, which are also spawn points if the map has a kind of river aspect to it. Not all of them do. There is the same mode. So there's warfare, which is a kind of tug of war where each team starts with 2 points and there's a middle neutral one and you have to kind of fight over it. Conquest, a bit like Battlefield. There's warfare, offensive, and then that's one team trying to clear the entire map left to right. And
there'll be like five areas or whatever, and it's about you're trying to almost get a football scoreline of like winning 4-1 or 5-0.
Well, no. So the offensive is you have to do it all or you lose.
Right. Okay.
So
one team starts with the map and the other team has to try and take
the whole map. Yeah. So it's only offense or only defense, depending on which one you are. But there is one called Domination, which is new, which is more like Battlefield. There's a number of tickets that are ticking down, and the more points you have, the faster the enemy tickets descend to
Am I right?
To 0.
I could be wrong because I was finding it very confusing. The tutorial in the Vietnam one.
Yeah.
Do they have a tutorial like that in the World War II one?
They added tutorial videos and the kind of barracks thing, but there is no tutorial really. So that's another good thing.
That tutorial is really useful.
Yeah. Even for me, because of some of the newer mechanics and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice northern man. Taking you through everything.
It's really funny. It's like,
I would say if you're wanting to get into this game, just go straight in with Vietnam and do the tutorial.
Yeah.
And then you could probably go back and that
That's
would
true.
be useful
you
playing
could
the
easily
World War II
back
one.
understand the World War II one. I think that's true. And
also it doesn't put you online straight away. You can just do that tutorial without being online.
Yeah.
And that is what I needed.
and useful even as someone who played a lot of the original, because there's stuff like the helicopters, the boats, and there's stuff like the North Vietnamese army has tunnels. So you can build a garrison, but then you can build a tunnel and link the tunnels and transport yourself through the tunnels under the ground.
Fast travel system, really, isn't it?
It's kind of fast travel, yeah. It's not instant, and there's been a lot of balancing because obviously the tunnels, if you have a really well-disciplined team, they're kind of a superpower because it does mean that the entire North Vietnamese army can pop up behind you at any point.
Yeah.
In the same way that the helicopters do for the Americans, because in theory they could land behind you at any point. So it's taken the team a while to get the balance right, but I think they have. It's never felt particularly uneven in terms of mechanics. It's always going to be uneven where one team's better than the other.
Yeah.
But the balance is really nice. The crossplay feels natural. It doesn't feel super different to be on a PC server versus a console one.
Again, because it's not really about individual player sort of physical skill.
No.
With it's like you wouldn't imagine seeing a Twitch streamer where they're just flicking between weapons and leaping about. It's none of that. It's all about how good you are tactically. It's Football Manager versus FIFA, I think.
I think that's exactly right. Yeah, and there's the weapon systems are different. They obviously, World War II, it's a lot of bolt action and stuff, and in this one it's full auto. But if you shoot full auto, you just run out. You only have like 4 or 5 magazines.
The speed.
Yes, you can switch it to single fire, which is wise.
That's
but I
good.
found myself running out of ammunition a lot because I was just kind of thinking, I'll just spray a whole magazine and keep their heads down, and then I go, I'm out of bullets. Shit.
Yeah, well, you were staying alive long enough to run out of ammo.
Yes.
Which it's so embarrassing. You get to the end of the game and it's sort of like your average time alive was 3 minutes, and I'm like, am I a fly?
When I first got in, when I was over at Glenn's, I spawned in the wrong place because we were in the middle of a match, obviously. And Glenn was like, "Oh, you're kind of really far away from everything," and he just went, "I'd drown yourself if I were you." And I just jumped in the river and drowned myself. And I was like, "This is what I'd have done if I was in war."
Which is so funny as well because when you die, it says "killed in action."
Yeah.
Were you?
And I'm like, yeah. Tell everyone that.
Don't tell them I just walked into the river.
I
Yeah.
leapt off of a bridge.
I took on Poseidon face to face. What I really
I'm
enjoy.
doing cowardice simulator.
The proximity chat is quite funny when you run past someone who's obviously just a complete madman, and inevitably they're playing like Rolling Stones Give Me Shelter as loudly as they
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
And I tell you what, in regular Hell Let Loose, no one ever ran past me blaring out Vera Lynn. Like, no one did it that way around.
Yeah.
The amount of people running past me going, yeah! Because I was always America. Did you did you have a favourite, Vietnam or America? I like playing as an underdog.
It's interesting. Yeah, you're right. People, when you get in the helicopter especially, it's very funny to do proximity chat and just play Fortunate Son or any of the many, many excellent songs associated with the Vietnam War.
It's also very funny that at this stage, no one's good at flying a helicopter yet.
Oh,
Every time I
man.
see a helicopter go up, it's like, oh god, it's
Which
like
is immediately-
someone's a kid with a sword.
Just immediately flips.
Yeah.
And then you'll see loads of people in the chat just saying, do the tutorial. Do the tutorial.
Fucking do the tutorial.
Just do the tutorial. I don't know if I have a favorite. The North Vietnamese army, the tunnel system is very cool because it is based on the actual frontline conflict and not like a lot of war films are based on American troops versus the Viet Cong.
Yeah.
Who were a guerrilla force that often were in civilian clothing and were just in tunnels and mainly just like small arms, like rifles. This is the North Vietnamese army. So there are tanks. They can call in artillery or an airstrike. Mortars are new.
Ooh.
So there's artillery units in World War II, Hell Let Loose, but this one there's a kind of mobile mortar you can set up. And like mortars, from what I've read in real life, they're a fucking nightmare. And if a mortar gets set up, you have to try and take it out as quickly as possible because it's just like custom short-range accurate artillery.
But how does that sort of artillery work? Because you've played it very sort of in depth, and you've said before that it's all like coordinates based.
Yeah. So the mortar team will be firing at a range of 300 meters, say.
Okay.
And it's a type of squad in Hell Let Loose Vietnam. You choose to be a mortar team and you have a spotter, an aimer, and a gunner. I think it's two or three people in the squad. But anyone can operate the mortar and reload it. And I think at the moment on the map, they do have a little thing comes up to let you know where your mortars are landing.
Okay.
So you don't have to actually send your spotter there to watch and go, okay, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. But I mean, it's powerful ordnance. Just think how many times we got turned to absolute jam.
Yeah.
By what was probably a mortar team and not the commander's artillery ability.
If you're listening to this and you're thinking, this game is so beyond accessible to me, but you're like, I wish I could play it because it sounds fun. Do that tutorial and the Vietnam one.
Yeah.
I want to play again.
Yeah.
And I never thought I would want to play again.
I dreamt about it last night.
The moment you get the sense of those basic skills, it's capture the flag paintball.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's playing paintball with the guy in your history class that sat at the very front.
And
That's what it is.
If you join a squad, 99.9% of the time, if they are using their comms, which they should be, but there's lots of new players and people do get shy. But if you join a squad where people are talking and you just ask them how to do something, they will tell you. They want you to know because they want the game to be good. They want to win. they'll never be like, oh, figure it out. They'll be, oh yeah, do this, click this, whatever it is. So there's a kind of constant rolling tutorial available to you as well.
But the coordinates thing sounds confusing. It's not. It's a very simple map. The coordinates are simple. If you understand basic coordinates, you'll understand the map.
Honestly, if you just sign up to
It
be-
makes it sound overwhelming because it is overwhelming.
Yeah.
But that the tutorial is good enough to.
But it's
But
not.
if you just sign up to be
The
infantry.
tutorial
Yeah.
explains to you the command system and everything like that as well,
Yeah.
and explains how each match is played. Which I turned this thing on, the World War II one,
Yeah.
and thought, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I literally have no idea what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
yeah.
I got into a game and opened the map and was like, I don't know what any of this means. I didn't even know where I was on the map.
Yeah, where do I click and stuff?
Yeah.
They've added now in Vietnam, and I think maybe in the original, a little pulse so you can see where your little guy is.
But now it's on the Vietnam one. It's a little sort of yellow arrow.
Yeah. They make sure you know.
I gotta
Yeah.
tell you the dumbest thing I did. I was so excited. I was like trying to work out where like the enemy base was. This is the first match I played.
Yeah.
And I saw on the map what I was like, there it is. And I saw where my guy was, and I started just following this line. And I was like, no, all my team are going in the wrong place. I'm in the, and I followed this like the far end of the map, and it turned out what I had been walking towards was the movable crosshair you use to maneuver around the map. So, and I realized it when I accidentally nudged the analog stick and it moved, and it was like, the base is, oh no. And I was now like,
You were going towards a smudge on your screen.
thousands of meters away. So degrading.
You're like someone who's like, my nose is always north.
yeah.
You're just following it.
Take us through the command system, because you've been like a commander, you've been a unit leader. What does it
Yeah.
sound like? What information are you getting and passing on?
If there's a lot of stuff going on, it can be quite overwhelming. So don't be a squad leader right away, because you've got your whole squad of 5 people talking to you maybe and shouting about, oh, here they come, there's the enemy, they're in this tree line. And then you've got as many as 6 or 7 other squad leaders and the commander also talking at the same time.
Yeah.
You can't necessarily flick between channels. I think there must be a way to like hotkey mute one or the other channel, but you just need to be able to deal with that.
And the commander has only just got the squad leaders.
He just talks to the squad leaders, yeah. So you're asking him for tanks or can we get a new helicopter or whatever. He spawns those, and he's telling you do this or dig a tunnel or whatever.
Is he a person?
Yes.
So like he's a guy on the map.
Yeah, he's walking around. Yeah.
He's like the king in a medieval battle. He's at the very back. Like
Okay.
chances are they're in the safe bit of the base because
Probably.
yeah.
So he's not holding a gun.
He is.
Yeah, they can get involved.
So he's there with a gun,
Yeah.
but he's just got more power.
But
So when he-
most of the time he's just in the base looking at his map.
Yeah. So when he brings his map up, it's got the same map that you see, but then next to it is a bunch of options, like drop supplies or spawn a helicopter or he can do things with resources. Engineers in the squads have to build little things that make more resources come for him, so he gets more kind of income.
I see.
But yeah, so artillery costs munitions, which makes sense because explosions. But to get munitions coming in as a kind of rolling income, you start with like plus 30 a minute, and you build buildings, and it can go up to like plus
I saw
60.
that, and it gets faster.
It gets faster, yeah.
Increases, yeah.
Also, a hot tip for anyone who's playing and is new, if you build those nodes as an engineer so that your commander gets delicious resources, it gets you a lot of points. Killing an enemy doesn't actually get you that many points. It's such a
I
strategy-based game.
quite like that about it. I mean,
Yeah.
I was actually quite proud of my KD, but
Yeah.
it was so irrelevant
But what
because
do the points equate to?
So-
what do they get you?
They rank you up, and the more you rank up, each class has got a different rank as well. So there's your overall rank for how much you've played, but you could be like level 100 overall, but still only be a level 1 medic. But if you rank it up,
and
you
that-
get more stuff.
More stuff, and it allows you to play it as the different role.
Yeah, and also
Gives you access to being a squad leader. Or
Yes, and a better rocket launcher, because it's like, well, we can trust you now with a really sick rocket launcher.
yeah, if you're intimidated by
take
the
the training
idea of
wheels off.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a commander. What happens if they make me a commander? You have to do specific training in order to be allowed to be a unit leader and stuff like that.
You have to
For the first few days,
volunteer as
I
well.
wasn't allowed to be a unit leader.
Yeah.
You have to meet some requirements. You have to have played the game
It's just
enough
like
for the
the
game to let you.
actual army.
Yes, yes.
You're not going to be the boss on day one.
No. And you have to try to be the commander. You have to click be commander and all this.
And
Yeah,
it
I
is-
tried.
Did you?
It's intimidating.
I
The
go
first-
in day one. All right then, boys.
Listen up.
Yeah.
I was really intimidated just hearing other people's voices because like it's quite easy to ignore that sort of thing in a very frantic multiplayer shooter.
Yeah.
Where you're like, well, that's like someone on the motorway honking me.
Yeah.
They'll be
Yeah.
gone in a minute.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like, no, I have a boss and I have people under my chain of command.
Yeah.
And I felt so nervous about talking, probably because my screen name was Glenn Moore. And I do need to change that to something more anonymous.
It's so funny.
Sarah was playing as Glenn Moore as well.
It's so funny that it's just your real.
So when we wanted to talk to
Name.
people in Sarah's squad, I wore the headset to talk to them.
I'm so scared of talking to people that Glenn did it for me. And when I inevitably do have to actually speak, I said to Glenn, I'm thinking about putting on an accent. I think in order to be brave enough to do it, I'm going to have to go into a full fake character.
Yeah, American if you're American, and Vietnamese if you're Vietnamese.
Yes, of
Yep.
course.
Yep, it's only fair.
Yeah.
Would you consider a sort of vocoder, like a
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of?
yeah, yeah.
You could make it like a.
I just feel like I need to completely lose myself.
I think you could probably just download that and install it on
Yeah.
your. Maybe that's possible. So you sound like a really like enormous bloke.
Intimidating guy.
Hey, listen up. You're all deep.
It was
It's my first time.
I like let's talk about the outpost system as well.
Yeah.
As a means of, especially in those sort of tug of war games where you're trying to progress along the map. Your spawn points will just be a headquarters, which are the very end, on the very edge of the map, and it will genuinely take you 4 minutes to
Yeah.
get to where you need to be.
Just jogging through the woods, man.
So, but if you take like a key territory, the
Yeah.
areas are being thought over, you can then spawn there if it is under your control.
But when
Yeah.
you take a territory, because just like these things would confuse me if I heard people talking about them. It's just get kind of clearing the area and then staying near a
Capture the
post
flag, yeah.
for long enough
Yeah.
that it pops up and it says you've now taken this area. I think sometimes with these games it's like you can listen to it and be like, how am I doing how am I taking it? Like, what's the actual mechanics of
It's
taking an area?
It's outnumbering and it's zones. It's a zones
zone.
mode sort of thing.
If enough of you are in the capture zone, then there's 40 of you in the capture zone and 20 of the enemy. You'll win.
Mm-hmm.
The bar will fill up and it'll become your team's color.
and you have to then hold that because they
hold
can
that.
take it back.
Yes, exactly.
And it'll be easier to hold it because your team can now spawn there.
So you build a garrison, which is a kind of bigger spawn point that the whole team can use. Anyone can go, spawn at that garrison. And it needs to be built by a commander or a squad leader. They don't just happen. And garrison placement is a big part of the strategy, because if you place it somewhere in the open, the enemy can just blow it up. Or wait for you to spawn and mow you all down.
There's something very satisfying, and you did it by accident. I did it by accident as well, where you're just crawling through, and it'll be like you dismantled an enemy outpost because you hung around there long enough, and you go,
Yeah.
I've done my bit.
Yeah.
I've done my bit for the team. Sorry.
So garrison is a thing that can be dismantled, but by hand. You have to crawl up to it and hold F on PC, and slowly it'll be dismantled. And now the enemy can't spawn anymore, and that's huge. You've done something that will help you generally win the game really fast. If you're a squad leader, you can build a smaller version of the garrison called the outpost. That's just for your squad.
Yes.
Okay.
So only your squad can spawn on your outpost, and you can see on the map the little symbol for an outpost with an A, B, C, D, E, F above it for Alpha, Bravo, like whatever squad it is. So if you're the commander, you can look and go, okay, there's lots of squad outposts. That's good. The squad leaders are doing their jobs. They can spawn there, and I'll build the garrison somewhere a bit hidden. In the middle of the bush somewhere.
As a backup measure, just in case.
Well, yeah, because the outposts can be dismantled by someone just walking near them.
And does the
they
commander
just
have
melt.
to then walk to where he wants to do it?
Yeah, if you're a really active commander, the best way to win the game is to just be like, I'm just taking responsibility for the garrisons, because you never know if the squad leader even has a microphone.
Yeah.
So your job's not really combat in that situation.
No, you're building places for your team to spawn. And I've played as the commander in the World War II one, for example, where I've set up some supplies and I'm ready to build a garrison to attack the next point the second my team take the point before.
I see.
So they just can immediately take that point and then bing, 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 garrison. Now they can immediately attack the next one.
Well, this is quite like when you and I started one, you were like, let's get on this boat.
Yeah.
And we were just on this boat going down the river. And it's really
lovely.
nerve-wracking. Even had a big machine
sorry.
gun.
Yeah.
I felt like I was in the Dwayne Rock Johnson movie Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Jumanji.
Or Jumanji, yeah.
Jumanji, yeah.
And so on this river, I had a big machine gun, but I was really, really nervous because you never know when you're going to get shot at. And you then park this boat basically deep into enemy territory underneath a hut.
Yeah.
And a boat then becomes a spawn point. So what then happened was, it was like Helm's Deep.
Yeah.
or the fucking Trojan horse. Suddenly, all these men started spawning at our boat, who were like our team.
Our whole team could just pop up right next
So
to
it was
the
like
enemy
it was
village.
like the D-Day landings. It was
So
absolutely incredible. And we
scary.
just fucked the other team over so much. It was amazing. But it's so exciting because of the actual sort of the physical locations of where everything is, sneaking under huts and crawling along a muddy riverbank, your mouth presumably full of water.
With just your knife as
Yeah,
well.
it's so exciting. You'd hear the enemy running up and you're stealthily making your way in. Oh, it's good stuff.
And you do
Yeah.
get some cinematic moments. I mean, I was in a game the other day as a machine gunner. So you're in a squad, you're just an infantryman, you're not in charge of anything, but you have a heavy machine gun, the American team, M60, the Rambo gun. The one that Rambo is always firing from one arm because he's so big and strong. And the helicopter, there's a full helicopter and guys in the door guns, firing, and it's landing like in the middle of a village that we're supposed to take. And around the hills around us were just like flashes. You can see the muzzle flashes of the Vietnamese army firing. And you can hear it hitting the helicopter as you land. And just rushing out the helicopter and hearing people go, get out of the helicopter, go, 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 go. And it take off, like before we get hit. And setting up the machine gun and just like trying to provide enough counterfire that the helicopter can leave without getting taken out. It's insane how exciting and satisfying it is to simulate something that would be the worst day of a 19-year-old conscript's life.
So fucking horrible.
Yeah.
The sound design is amazing because it's it sounds like we're criticizing something like Warzone, when in reality we're not. We're just saying how different these are as games. That the Warzone
I'm
map, especially
criticising them.
the original ones like Verdansk, you obviously you could only hear gunfire within the main territory you were in.
Yeah.
But with this, you go, realistically, you can hear very distant gunfire. You can always hear something going on.
You have no idea where it's coming from. It just fits. You're just like, that would be horrible.
It has
trying to figure it out.
When you're getting shot at.
For a war game, it's really good as like an anti-war message.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to enlist now in Vietnam. Yeah. It has the zip and the crack, which I learned from reading Black Hawk Down of how close it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's it's
you
good.
can gauge
What's
if they.
It's basically if it's like a whistling zip, and obviously then a bullet did it. If you hear a crack sound, then that means a bullet hit the ground like very close to you. Yeah. It's about like out of distance to you.
I remember being taught in army cadets that it was if you do like I can't do it because I'm holding a microphone, but I'll do it on my thigh. That's the distance, but also if you're hearing like.
And that means
Like they're really hitting next to you. They really, you're about to get shot. In the fucking,
Why were they teaching you that in army cadets?
in case we join the army, I suppose. cut out some of the basics.
13.
How old?
I think I was 16 when I'd learned this.
This is how to know where the bullets are.
Yeah, if you're getting hit, yeah. It's very realistic, and the other thing is that because you can't just have any weapon, like in Call of Duty, where you just go, I'll just have a laser gun with these things on and a custom blah.
Heavy daddy mode.
Because you are limited to the weapons that you would have had historically, you can tell if the enemy is firing nearby by the sound of the gun. Because you can hear, that's an M16. That's not one of mine.
No.
Oh my God.
You can. Sarah and I can't.
Sorry, one can.
One can. If they put their mind to it, one can.
That's G sharp.
Yes, exactly. Okay, one can.
It could be done.
Yes.
With
yes,
the right
yes,
ears.
Yes. And if you're in the jungle and all you can see is a meter or two in front of you and you just hear definitely an American gun and you're Vietnamese, you just think, right, well, I need to face this way. And tense moments lying down in the foliage and hearing 6 enemy just go past you and thinking, it's more useful to the team if I let them go past and don't engage.
Yeah.
And maybe kind of shoot them in the back or go in the direction they've come from to find how they're spawning in.
You can hide.
You can hide.
You really can hide. You can hide in a shrub and go.
You can fucking hide.
I truly think I'm safe right now.
Yeah.
And that actually gives you a sense of comfort and safety that you don't need to get in these sort of games. Again, I loved just if you needed a breather or you needed to get your head together or speak to a squad leader and you're respawning in your headquarters and going, I can walk 100 meters in any direction knowing I will not get shot at. I've just got friends around me.
My experience is people don't chase you.
No.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
In any other sort of game like that, if somebody spotted you, I think they'd kind of confront you. They'd run after you.
In Warzone, they really come for you.
Yeah. Whereas if you get spotted and you get out, there's not that sense of like that guy is now they know my location is coming after me.
No, because they can't
they're
risk it.
compromising their own position.
That's it. They can't risk it.
Yeah.
Is it also the certainty of you don't know if you've killed someone? In the same way, like you don't know who killed you. There were times where I'd be like, I think I got the guy.
Yeah, you don't get an indicator. You can cheese it a bit by just pressing.
Have a look at your stats.
Have a look at your score. If your score's gone up, you've got them.
Yeah.
But that means you're looking at a menu instead of being in the jungle, so they might get you back.
But it's like trapping a spider under a mug. Like and you go,
yeah.
I don't truly know if it's under the mug.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
won't know until I lift it up.
And the spider has an AK.
Yeah, so I found myself with a guy who was on in our unit where we'd shot someone behind some barrels and we didn't know for sure, so we both had to approach the barrels from different and a real like 3, 2, 1. Look, okay, right, it's you.
And it was so funny hearing you and a random Finnish guy in this case.
Yeah.
Coordinating, but also him calling you Glenn because you use your full name. Yeah. Okay, Glenn, you go left, I'll go right.
Yeah.
We clear the tent.
But I also found it difficult because I had to stop calling you Pierre because obviously I don't know what that is, so I had to call you Dr. Tits.
Yeah.
It was so difficult.
Dr. Henry James Tits. Henry James Tits. That is not my name. It's Alan Tits. I would say as well that
Alan Titsmarsh.
Alan Titsmarsh.
No
Very
relation.
few glitches, only a couple, and the developers released a hotfix within a day or two of the game being released, which covered all of the ones that I'm aware of. PS5 players had a kind of slight microphone glitch when they spawned in. Sometimes they could just hear their own character heavy breathing and no other sound, which is quite frightening.
Oh,
but that's fixed, even though it's very atmospheric and realistic. And frightening.
Yeah, my favourite glitch I found, again, we're saying this like with all the love in the world, that I couldn't stop laughing at one point because in the trees I saw an enormous man. For some reason, someone was like the height of a tree. It was a dead body, but it was just a standing person who was just floating around.
Really stretched out.
Absolutely enormous.
It was very funny because I looked at the map and I could see you were a dot in the jungle on your own, and I could just hear you chuckling to yourself.
I had a hallucinatory trip. Yeah.
Colonel Kurtz.
Yeah.
You've been hit by a dart.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if the more nerdy side of stuff, they're releasing the hotfixes. That is one of the things about Hell Let Loose. As a franchise, the World War II one and this one that is good, you're investing in a living thing. They're always updating, they're always fixing, they're always adding. They've got so much energy. I mean, the amount of stuff that's been added to Hell Let Loose World War II since I bought it for free, maps, the British Army, the Canadian Army, all now playable. Just added, extra maps, go for it. New skins, new stuff, hot fixes. They've changed the way they're always rebalancing. It's so... Maybe just I'm old, but the idea before was you buy the thing on CD and fuck you.
Yeah.
But now, because it's a living download, it's just always being fixed and improved, and they're very, very good on that, and they're very responsive to any reports of any glitch. So it's a long-term investment as well.
And if you're not ready for Vietnam, obviously it is the hot new thing. But if you say have Game Pass, for instance, and you want to play the original Hell Let Loose, it's just as busy.
Oh yeah,
People are still very much playing that as well.
Yeah.
So like that's the way you can sort of ease yourself into it.
Yeah, and they've done a great job with the Vietnam, the graphics, the mapping and stuff. Everyone was worried, like I said, the foliage would lag. It doesn't. It's smooth. It looks good.
Such smooth.
Even on
foliage.
I'd have deliberately low graphics settings, and that doesn't mean you can cheese it. It used to be that if you made your graphics low enough, it would be like, well, we won't show you the bushes.
The trees are skinny, so no one can hide behind them.
Exactly, yeah.
Ozempic trees.
Ozempic trees. But they haven't done that. Like even on my, I thought I'm going to play it on low graphics settings because graphics cards are getting more and more expensive every day because of stuff to do with AI and data centers and things. So I thought, what if you have a PC like mine that is, coming up on 7 or 8 years old, still runs it really nicely, still looks good, and you're not getting any advantage. You're still having just the same kind of incredibly foliage-dense, atmospheric kind of mist as well. There's one map where there's a kind of low mist through the shrubs. As you go through, really nice. Just really nice. Yeah, really great. And I still can't fly the helicopter, but I'm working on it. So difficult. Not so difficult. I'm just shit.
Yeah, I haven't even tried. I've gotten in someone else's, but I'm not, and obviously got killed instantly.
It's not like a flight simulator level of complexity, but it's also not as easy as a Warzone helicopter. It's between the two. You have to learn to yaw. Y-A-W. You will be yawing, I'm afraid.
What's yawing?
I will not.
Yaw is when the helicopter is here and it turns.
Oh, I see. The stationary turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
So there's the helicopter. There's a button for going like that. And then there's a button for going like that, and then there's a button for angling left and right as well.
I can understand why every helicopter I've seen crash.
Just crashing.
It crashes
I saw
immediately.
One and its full nose was pointing
Yeah.
down.
It makes the beginning of every game look like Mad Max. I was like, just mad people just getting in.
spiraling out of control.
Yeah.
But when you see, when someone can fly though.
Boy, when they fly, do they fly?
Boy, those fly boys.
When you see it happening overhead and you sort of go, I'm not alone. It's nice. It's
The cavalry.
There's just so much going on around you. It's
At the end of Jurassic Park.
because it's not a hero fantasy game, is it? It's it's like Helldivers. You're expendable and you are part of a wider project. Everyone's going to do their bit.
It's teamwork.
Dig for victory.
You can be a hero, but only through the correct teamwork or strategy, like setting up a machine gun on a flank, like being the guy who brought the extra grenades, that kind of thing. Then you're a hero.
Grenades.
Oh, I'm trying to stop.
You are naughty.
Did you play enough to get any kind of favorite weapon, or did you do any crazy stunts or anything like that? Or was it just survive?
Craziest
No,
stunt I
full
did
survive.
was accidentally ended up behind enemy territory.
Yeah.
And what I quite like this, that it's they've almost got like there's almost like an offside rule.
Yeah.
In that you cannot take enemy territory if there is a closer enemy territory towards your own.
It has to be done in order. So, for example, if the territories are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you're fighting over 3, you can't go take 4 or 5. You have to do it piece by piece, like you're clearing villages or conquering cities in a row.
Because you couldn't sort of, in real war, realistically just split into like 3 teams and run in different directions.
Just go fully behind them and come in.
Yeah.
So when I learnt that, I was already deep behind enemy territory. I was in like territory 5.
Yeah.
So I had to crawl from territory 5 to territory 4, and all the while being like, this is horrible. But I guess because it was so advanced up the field, those places were empty. I was walking around like it was my own hometown.
Yeah.
I think if anyone had seen me, they'd have gone, "Hello, mate, how you doing?" They wouldn't have questioned it.
You're the first person at a surprise party or something.
Exactly that. Where you see them in the bar
It's going to be
beforehand.
so busy in here very soon.
Yeah.
Everything's pristine.
But I was just taking out outpost after outpost by just on my own, and I really felt like I was too nervous because I was playing on my own. I was too nervous to communicate with anyone or tell anyone. And there were a couple of times I pressed L1 to be like, hello, and no one responded.
Is there anybody else?
Yeah. So
Of course they're not responding.
I was doing my bit without anyone, no one would ever know my heroics.
Yeah,
I was just ruining the other team's game by removing all their spawn points, and they didn't know why, because it wasn't like, there's a group of 20 people right there causing mischief. It was like, no, there's one guy silently doing it.
Just on his hands and knees.
Hands and knees. I crawled the whole time, because the games can be long.
Oh, absolutely.
Like an hour.
Easily, absolutely. So if you play offensive mode, each
Ricky
point...
Gervais's favourite.
Yeah. It's the mode where all of the avatars have got tape over their mouths. And when you try
Communication's really difficult.
It's like a bad train station speaker. Yeah, when you play offensive mode, #triggered, etc. You get half an hour per point. So because there are 5 points, in theory, if you use the maximum amount of time per point, one offensive game mode could take, my maths is not, 2.5 hours.
Whoa.
That must be as deflating to lose as a tennis set that's gone on for more than an hour. Because you go, I wish I'd conserved my energy and just lost after a minute.
Sometimes though, when you're defending on offensive mode and you're just being pushed back, but it's an absolute meat grinder. You hold each point for like 27 minutes, and there's only 3 minutes left, and then somehow the fuckers capture it. And you go, fine, we'll do it again, and we'll do it again. And then when you just on the final point, it's like something out of Thin Red Line or We Were Soldiers, and you're just there, and there's artillery, and they're just charging at you with tanks, and you just hold them off right as the timer hits 0. Oh, what a rush. What a high.
Yeah.
Oh, and then a warfare where you're doing tug of war, that is 1.5 hours, I believe.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so these are long games. It's not just some quick little
How are these
10-minute
people
match on
finding
Call of
time?
Duty. Yeah.
How many types of match are there again?
So there's offensive, warfare, and domination seems to be one where you can actually, you don't have to cap in order.
It's just whichever one is close to you.
Just all fighting over the center and trying to get those tickets down to 0, like the way Battlefield multiplayer works as well, or certain domination modes in Call of Duty as well. same thing.
Yeah.
Score based on territory held. Really good. And a long time since there's been such a large-scale multiplayer. Rising Storm 2, Vietnam, of course, very good.
Oh, you mean that was set in that area?
Yeah. Really good, big Vietnam, Battlefield Vietnam. It's been a long time since that. Rising Storm 2, very good and similar, but just didn't quite crack through in the same way. It got harder and harder to find games that had players in.
We should make it clear as well, there's diversity in the locations as well, but it isn't just the jungle.
No.
There's the rivers as well, but also you get large open plains as well. It's like you can't just...
The sandy sort of deserty dunes that you would get in like the Mekong Peninsula or something are there. There's a kind of deserty one. There's a mountainy one. There's jungles. There's
numerous villages.
Numerous villages. There's ones with towns and large bases, so there is urban and combat as well. They've done a good job varying it up. It's not just a kind of jungle grind.
It's so horribly realistic.
It's so fucking scary.
When you jump in water and dive down, you can't see.
Yeah, it's just like yellow.
You can't see where you're going.
Yeah.
You have to have a general sense of what direction you want to go in.
Yeah.
And just swim and hope for the best.
It is exciting when you see, if you are swimming and you see a bunch of enemy troops on the bank and you just go underwater and you try and hold your breath for as long as possible and hope that when you resurface, you're past them.
Can they kill you underwater if they started shooting at the water?
I think so, yeah.
You surely must be visible.
I don't know how visible you would be. I wonder. You're visible, obviously, when you're swimming normally. But under the water...
They probably hit you without seeing them,
I don't know. I think they probably just let you be shot because in real life, 1 to 2 meters of water is enough to stop any bullet.
Yeah.
But I imagine you could just get shot at any distance under the water because otherwise it's too annoying.
Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah,
we're going to keep on playing.
Yeah.
Again, thank you very, very much to Team 17 for sponsoring this episode and
Thank you,
sponsoring the
Team
podcast
17.
with Hell Let Loose Vietnam. We have all genuinely thoroughly enjoyed playing it. And
great.
if you've been playing it at
we're
home,
very
let us know your
impressed.
thoughts on it as well. We'll be back on Thursday with your regular Button Boys episode, as well as a hidden cache if you want to subscribe to our Patreon, or subscribe to our upper tier with our most recent episode with the brilliant Lucy James, who had some really good gaming gripes and some good recommendations of games coming out for the remainder of this year. But in the meantime...
Send us your favorite Vietnam War movie quotes.
Yes.
Please.
Charlie Don't Surf, for example. Or I saw a snail crawling along the edge of a straight razor. Anything like that.
I love that one.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Pierre. Do you want to plug your Edinburgh Fringe shows?
They're on, baby.
They're on.
When will this be out?
That's what I don't know, so maybe we'll leave it.
Nah.
No?
Leave it then.
I'm in Edinburgh. Come see me. Or don't if it's over.
Yes. Remember, there are still some tickets available to Button Boys Live in Leicester Square in mid-September. You can find all the details of that in the episode description. Not many tickets left for our first ever live show. We hope to see you there. But we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for being part of this. Goodbye.
Bye.
Button Boys.